Today on Bakes and Blenders, you're going to learn how to make a super easy wafer paper strawberry blossom. This is a very simple wafer paper flower, perfect for beginners, and you only need a few simple tools to get started. The first step for making your wafer paper strawberry blossoms is to cut out your shapes. I'm using a teardrop craft puncher. Now you're going to need 5 petals per flower, but you can just do a whole bunch at once if you want. I'm also using a small circle craft punch for our base, but you could cut that out by hand or even just use a normal hole punch. You can find links to the products that I've used in the description box below this video. If your house is dry or your wafer paper is super brittle, you can use a light mister to add a little humidity to them so they don't crack. You could also just kind of like huff on them like you're cleaning glasses, just to add a little bit of moisture. Then use your ball tool to shape the petals. Feel free to play around with this technique to find out how you want to shape your petals. I prefer to use a large ball tool on the back of my petals, flip them over, and then use the large ball tool again on the front of the petals. Once I have all of those shaped with the large ball tool, I use my smaller ball tool just on the bottom half of the petals, and that will cup it up so that it adds more dimension to the strawberry blossom. Once all 5 petals are shaped, I brush just a small amount of wafer paper glue on the tip of a petal and attach it gently to our circle base. You can absolutely use piping gel for this as well. It works just as well. It is stickier and can make a little bit of a mess, so I do prefer wafer paper glue for this part. If you'd like to learn more about wafer paper glue, make sure to check out the full step-by-step tutorial in the description box below. Repeat this step with all of your petals so that they're all on your circle base. It worked out perfectly for me that you just place each flower petal next to each other, and that took up the perfect amount of space to make a 5-petal flower. Now, if any of your petals end up overlapping or you don't like the spacing, you can very carefully and gently adjust your petals once they're all attached. Once you're happy with it, you can even press down on the center to kind of lock them more into place. To add the center to our wafer paper strawberry blossom, take a large yellow sprinkle or yellow ball of fondant and brush with a bit of piping gel, or if you don't have piping gel, wafer paper glue will work, and place it in the center of your flower. Once you have it in the center, you can adjust your petals again if needed. If there are any drooping that you would like more up, just use your tools to prop it up. Once the petals dry, they will hold their shape. Once your wafer paper strawberry blossoms are dry, you can put them on cakes, cupcakes, or whatever sweet treat you would like to decorate. Now, let me go ahead and show you how to make a wafer paper strawberry blossom one more time, but we're going to speed it up. Wafer paper has 2 sides, a shiny side and a bumpy side. You can have either side as your up side for this flower. I prefer to have the bumpy side as facing up on my petals because I think it adds more dimension. You do whatever you prefer though. All I can say is I recommend keeping all of the petals either shiny side up or bumpy side up on each flower. You could do some flowers bumpy side up, some shiny up. It's completely up to you. You could also change this to just a fun, dainty little wafer paper flower by adding color to your petals using different colored center, or even instead of one large sprinkle, you could use several small ones. This is your flower. Make it however you want it. If you enjoyed this tutorial for wafer paper strawberry blossoms, you might be interested in my wafer paper playlist. Go ahead and check that out. You'll learn how to make simple roses, wafer paper ranunculus, and even a solar system cake made out of wafer paper.